Shalom. I like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And shalom to you, sincere, hopeful, elect brothers and sisters, listening, learning, and to you, brothers, preaching and teaching this truth through the four corners of the earth. This is Brother Nathan, coming out of the GMS Indianapolis camp. Coming back with a quick one. Just want to play this video, about the measles outbreak in Texas, right? All right, now the measles, per se, isn't considered like something super deadly like Ebola, you know, or, I don't want to name too many, get the video flagged or something. All right, it's not for any medical use or anything, just bringing out the information. But, yeah, I'm going to show some symptoms real quick. The measles, it says, here's some symptoms. The measles symptoms don't appear until 10 to 14 days after exposure. They include cough, runny nose, inflamed eyes, sore throat, fever, and a red, blotchy skin rash. All right. Let's see if we can get some images real quick. I guess it's deadly in children, and there's been two deaths so far in this outbreak, and I believe they're both were children, if I'm not mistaken. You can look it up, but that's an example of it, kind of like the chicken pox, right? Matter of fact, here's the chart actually. Almost similar. We got spots in the mouth, everything. So yeah, that's that. But anyways, yeah. So Yahweh Shemel Shai is bring this upon the earth, and it's nothing for Yahweh Shemel Shai to make that stronger, to make it more deadly. A variation of this measles, right? To make it to where not only is it spreading fast, but it can start to become something super deadly. It's nothing for Yahweh Shemel Shai to turn up. Because, matter of fact, let me get the scripture real quick. Now I'm thinking about it. There's Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh Shemel Shai, do all these things. So, this is all the Lord's plan anyway. So, if he wants this outbreak to turn to something very deadly, all right, Yahweh Shemel Shai is in full control of it. All right. So nonetheless, let me just play this video.
Tonight, the country's deadly measles outbreak is getting worse, spreading at an alarming rate in Texas. 59 new cases have been reported there since Tuesday, leaving 14 people hospitalized.
We just don't know how bad it's going to get.
MANASSEH is the co-owner of Tiny Tots U Learning Academy in Lubbock. 6 children who attend the Texas daycare have tested positive for measles.
I've got parents that are upset because we're doing so much and then, isolating their children. And then you've got other parents that are like, do more.
It's something Lubbock County Public Health Director Catherine Wells feared.
I think this demonstrates how infectious measles is. It is our most infectious virus.
See, and this is another push to put and see, this could be another little deal to push people into these, we'll say vaccinations, right? To take some more of this serpent juice, to get people, injected with something else, So, hey, 2 Corinthians 2:11 says what? Lest Satan gives us advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we know Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, all right, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, all right, he's out here doing his deal out here, man. So, like I said, here GMS, we report the news, man. And then we bring precepts, filter it through the precepts, through the scriptures, right? So we got to understand that, hey, this is all part of the Lord's movie, okay? And that, hey, that things are on the decline, all right? We're not going to be entering into peace and safety. Nah, we're entering into that sudden destruction. All right, we're entering into bad times, all right, perilous times, evil upon the cities. All right, we're facing the beginning of Jacob's trouble. All right,
Virus
so
that we
this is
know
all part
about.
of it.
More than 600 cases have been reported across 21 states and the capital so far. Health experts say it's a shocking comeback for a disease declared eliminated in this country 25 years ago because
Because of what? The vaccinations, all right, them jump shots, all right, the serpent juices. they declared it gone and rid of, right? But see, Yahweh Shemel Shah is in control. It was Yahweh Shemel Shah that left it dormant. Now, guess what?
the
Yahweh
vaccine.
Shemel Shah is reactivating.
Measles is going to find those unvaccinated populations. Getting the vaccine now before you're exposed to measles is really the best way we can prevent you from getting measles.
In Texas, the majority of cases and hospitalizations are occurring in unvaccinated kids. One unvaccinated school-age child has died.
This is not something that I was expecting to be working on this year as a public health department.
Alarming numbers signaling a desperate need to slow the spread. Maya Eaglin, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories.
Yeah, so you see it. All right. Let's get let's see here. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 10. It reads, it says, Then he said unto them, Nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And we're seeing that. All right, that's happening. So this is a key. These are key signs that we're at the end. All right. So you see all these nations going at each other's neck, whether it be during these trade wars, right? That's a war. All right. Financial woes, and you're seeing it. All right. Then you got the physical side, right? That's happening via, Russia, Ukraine, Israel and Palestine, China, Taiwan, North Korea, South Korea, butting heads, right? Getting after it. Well, this is part of the Lord's plan. That's how we know we're at the end. And it says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and we're seeing that. You get you an earthquake app, that thing's going off all the time. Hundreds and hundreds of earthquakes every day. And they're intensifying. They're getting worse and worse. All right? With the major ones just here recently in Myanmar, right? The Thailand area. It says, and famines, right? And there's gonna be famines, right? The lack of, and then we've seen that throughout these last couple of years. That's why there's been price hikes as well, because of what? The lack of food, water, and the other materials too. Because it's not always just food and water. We're talking about, materials as well, things that you need, right? It says, and here's my point, and pestilences. See, these measles, right? That's a pestilence. All right. So you're going to see these diseases and things popping up, these viruses and everything popping up, because what? Yahweh Shemel Shah is visiting in the world he made. All right. And it says, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Yep. And you see that too, via what? These so-called UFOs, UAPs, all right? What they call aliens, alien spaceships. You know, the chariots of Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right? So we're in some exciting times, man. The Lord is working. Yahweh Shemel Shai is doing his will and shaking these people up, all right? So with that, I pray that was edifying to the elect. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors